And we're live. Hello. Just give me a second here. Get the camera situated. Turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. And let's lower this a little bit. You don't need to see me as much as you need to see this machine during this video. So, okay, cool. So, welcome. Hey, how you doing? So, today I got something in the mail, and I just wanted to really do a quick stream, probably under an hour or something like that, hopefully. So the whole purpose of this video is I got something on eBay. I ordered it a few weeks ago, rather. It wasn't that long. And it's a SSD PCI card. And this SSD PCI card is, gives you full SATA, SATA 3 speeds. And that's all right, Taj. you don't have to apologize. So what this card is supposed to do is it's supposed to increase. Thanks, Mike. I'm reading the comments as I'm trying to talk here. Bad idea. So anyway, oh, that reminds me. Hold on. I should actually put this computer on Do Not Disturb also. Otherwise, I will be disturbed, I'm sure. Let's see. Hold on a second. Oh, let me post this in the Mac84 Discord channel as well. Okay. There we go. All right. So, my problem is that I used to have a 27. Let's let this focus. I used to have a 27-inch 2011 iMac. I still have it. It's over there. The problem is the GPU started acting up, and this is the second time that machine's had that issue. That machine is pretty quick. It's an i7 top of the line, custom CPU, built to order, model, had 32 gigs of memory in it. And it works great. I mean, it's a really great machine. That has been my main machine since 2011. But unfortunately, the graphics card has started to have issues for the second time. And the first time it had problems, Apple replaced it under warranty. And the second time, I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's time to move on. I've had that iMac for a long time. I have a Thunderbolt dock in there to give it USB 3 connectivity. I've been basically trying to use that as a Mac Pro for the longest time. So I bit the bullet and I got this 2012 Mac Pro, and I'm slowly trying to get to a spot where it's on par with the iMac. Now, it's really quick. It's a dual core. Let's look at the specs here. It's a mid-2012 mid-2012 dual processor, 3.06 gigahertz, 6-core Intel Xeon with 28 gigs of DDR3 memory. And so it's not a bad machine at all. But the problem is that the hard drive is slow because it's a spinning hard drive. The biggest difference, which shocked me, between this tower and the 2011 iMac, that's a consumer iMac, that iMac has a faster SATA bus than this. That iMac has SATA 3, and this has, I think it's SATA 2. I have to go to the report here. I think it's SATA 2. Yeah, 1.5 gigabits. Or maybe it's only SATA 1. Whatever it is, it's slow. So the problem is that I have an SSD that I wanted to buy for this, but it was going to be slow. And I'm like, you know what? You're not getting all the speed. Yeah, it's going to be faster than a spinning disk, but it's not going to be as fast as it can be. So I bought one of these on Black Friday. It was the only thing I purchased, was this Samsung 860 QVO. I had the 850 model in my iMac for 3 or 4 years. Paid a heck of a lot more for that. That was almost $300 when I bought it a few years ago. And this was only, I think it was like $80. Not bad at all for a terabyte disk. And so I installed that in here, and I got that eventually working and such. So that's what it's booted on now. It's booted on this SSD. Now, what I want to do is test this card, which claims to be macOS compatible, to see if this card will actually allow this machine to work with the SSD card. So yeah, I can replace I'm just reading the comments here. I can replace the graphics card in the 2011 iMac. I can. I just don't know if I want to actually do that. I've opened it up before. I've installed an SSD in there before. I've replaced the graphics card and the power supply on 2010 and 2011 iMacs. So I'm aware you could do that. I just don't know if it's worth the trouble for me. I have this machine that's maybe a little faster or maybe on par with it, but it's more expandable. I have hard drive capacities and all that stuff I could play around with. So anyway, so the whole point of this card is to give it SATA 3 capabilities. Two caveats with this. One is that you never know if these are actually going to work. This I got from China. The brand is MAIWO, Maiwo or whatever. I don't know. I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sure. Anyway, it claims it's macOS compatible, but it may not be bootable. That's the biggest thing. A lot of these cheap cards are not bootable. I did a lot of research, tried to see if there was any information on this card, couldn't find anything about it. So it was $30, purchased it. Let's see if it works. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to install a card, and I'll first have to take it out of here. So let's open this box. So a little screwdriver fell out of there, so it comes with that. What else is in here? All right, so you get a little warranty card that is hopefully not all damaged. Oh, okay. Yeah. Speaking of damage, I got this machine for essentially nothing. So I don't care what the condition looks like. It was like from a recycler like place, and this is probably combined like 2 or 3 machines into this. Believe it or not, this is the best looking case, and it actually doesn't have the door. I have a spare door downstairs, just never put one on. But yeah. Anyway, the warranty card here. All right, we got Chinese. All right, there's English, but just a warranty card. We don't really need that. But no, I try not to drop it. They're heavy enough as it is. All right, so here's the card itself. So we have this PCIe card, this PCIe card rather, and it has 2 slots you can see where you can put an SSD. So you can put one here, put one here. A lot of the cards that are not the cheaper ones, they could run upwards of $100 just for a decent one that holds like 1, let alone 2, and not all of them are macOS bootable. I honestly don't know if this will be or not. I figure $30 is a low enough investment to test it. It says it's macOS compatible, does not say anything about bootable, so we'll go from there. So let's take it out of this bag here, which may or may not have been opened before. I don't know. I can't tell. Let me adjust this here because yeah, I have the screen really small. Let me just put that in here. Okay. All right, so we have the card, which looks like has a few scratches on it. Might have just been the manufacturing process. I don't know. I would be surprised if it was used, but yeah, maybe it was just from testing. But there's definitely a few marks on it. Anyway, that's what the card looks like. Nothing on the faceplate. Dual SATA ports there. Looks like there's a power lead plug there. Let's see what else we got in here. Let's put that aside. All right, so we have a little baggie of screws. That matches the screwdriver. And then we have this Molex to this mini Molex connector. And that looks like it goes right here. Now, I'm not sure if that's required. And also, there's a jumper here with 2 settings. I have no, wait, there's a, RAID mode setting, span. Okay, so there's a span mode, there's a RAID 1, RAID 0, JBOD. What is JBOD? I hope that means RAID off, because I'm not planning on raiding anything, but let's look it up. Let's say JBOD. What is that? Okay. Oh, just a bunch of disks is how most people store their data. Oh, okay. Well, that's what I'll do. Oh, thanks, Mike. Yeah, I just saw. Hey, Jay. So we just took the, for those of you just jumping in here, we just took this SATA PCIe card out of the box here. And yeah, just looking it over, there's a little jumper here for some RAID settings. There's a switch. I have no idea what that does. There's zero documentation with this thing. And then we have this little Molex connector. So I'm going to put that connector in here. Hopefully it fits. So. Okay, so there's our card. Well, I want to test to see if the card works first, Jay. Then we'll talk about rating. I know that's a hot topic for you. So, all right. So what I guess I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this down, and show us the switch. Oh, all right. Well, it's very tiny, but it's next to the power. See, there's right in the middle there, towards the top is the little RAID switch, and the bottom is where there's that little diagram I was reading off. And then to the right of that, there's a little button there. So, all right. So to get this card in here, I have to shut this machine down. So I'm going to do that. I'll unplug this iPhone cable here. Yeah, sorry to be streaming like around dinner time or whatever. I just have a very short window where I could do this today. So I've been eager to test this out, so I might as well test it out with all of you, and you can see my Mac Pro go up in flames. But all right, anyway, I have something here which you haven't been able to see. This is an external hard drive case. It's been cannibalized. But the whole point of this is I don't even know if this has Molex in the optical drive bay, but this is basically a external power cable adapter. I'm just using it as it's an external hard drive. It's a Firewire external hard drive that's been ripped apart, used many times, but it has an external Molex connector. So I have some external Molex extension cables, and we're going to hopefully pray that this does not explode my machine here. But anyway, let's install the card first, and then we'll get to that. Now, I'm going to warn you, you may not be able to see much of me installing this card because the opening is facing this way, and there's this 30-inch display here that does not leave a lot of room. So I'm going to get up and hopefully not flash all of you, and going to remove some of these cables in the back of this machine first, just so I can bring it forward enough. Okay. Yeah, it does. You got the good one, Mike. All right, so let's bring this a little closer. Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like it's going to fall, but it's sturdy, I assure you. I wish it was on a everything I could prop this up with. I wish it was level, but don't think I have anything. Well, this plastic, no, it's going to ruin that. Here, we'll just lift this up. I just don't want to scratch that too much. Okay, so let me just give you a quick view of what we're looking at here. We're going to install it in one of these slots. I'm assuming I should install it in the one closest to the graphics card. And yeah, we'll go from there. Nothing too fancy to look at inside. It's your standard Mac Pro, and I do not have room for the tripod while I'm doing this. So unfortunately, you'll have to miss some of this, but I could read and I could talk. So we'll do that while we take this apart. My G5 tower was in worse shape. I found it beside a dumpster. So, hey, free is free. You get what you pay for, I guess, but I mean, can't be free. All right, so I'm going to take this slot out. I don't know if I'm going to need this power connector right away, but I'm going to install it anyway because I don't know if this piece, I'm not a big PCIe person. I don't know if that's going to provide enough power, so I'm going to assume no. All right, so I'm going to put this card in here. Is that actually in? I can't even tell. It's very dark. Let me use my flashlight here. Kind of. Oh, I see. It didn't clip on the. It didn't clip on this here. How am I going to hold this phone? I need a better flashlight. Anyway. Well, I guess that's in there, but. Yeah, the problem is it's not. This part of the PCI card thing is not touching that little slot there, so it's not getting in a perfect spot there. So I'm gonna fiddle with this for a bit. I don't want to. Last thing I want to do is turn this on and have it, not work because of something stupid I did. I'm assuming it works at all, but I'm an optimist, so at least I try to do it. All right, I'm actually gonna have to bend this metal a little bit because it's not exactly fitting. There we go. I think that's as good as I'm going to get it there. All right, so let's put this little thing back on that'll hold those cards in place, hopefully. We do not need those sliding around while we have our machine running. Hey, Greg. Okay. All right, now that it's set up, let me bring the camera around again. Okay, so let me get some light here. So we have the hold on, the camera cable's caught. There we go. Okay, so we have the card there. That's the one on the bottom with the big, the one above the graphics card. And you can see it's like kind of flush in there. It's slightly sticking out, but it's the best you can get it. You can see the SSD just hanging from the top there. Of course, that's not ideal, but that's just the way I have it now. And then this is the Molex connector that's coming off of that. Above that, I have a USB 3.0 card that you can kind of see. And so, yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave everything like this now. I just want to boot it up, see if the card's recognized. Not going to put power on it or anything. I just want to take baby steps here. And then we'll put power on it. We'll put an SSD in there, and we'll go from there. So, thank you. It is a nice Radeon. I got that for free from, speaking of dumpsters, I got that for free from my old office. They were just tossing it out. Had no idea what it was. Still in the static bag. I'm like, yoink, I'll take that. All I needed to buy was a power connector for it. Okay, so, yeah, let me plug in some cables to this thing. Oh, boy. These are not light machines, I can tell you that. Okay. Okay. I just realized I put the card in there, but I didn't screw down any SSDs, but it's available enough, close enough where I could put in a disk if I had to. So, all right, so I'm going to boot this up. Hopefully flames don't shoot out of the side or anything like that. Oh, it would help if I plug the power cable in. That would very much help if we're going to test this computer. Okay. Yep, for those of you just joining, let me do a quick summary. This is a Mac Pro 2012 5.1 model. We are testing one of these cheapo SSD PCIe cards I got from eBay. I think it's shipped from China. So took a while to get here. Very curious if it works. I'm curious if it's bootable, most of all. Yep, it's a dual CPU 5.1. All right, so we're booting up just off of the internal disk and everything. So nothing too different right now. But I'm curious what Apple System Profiler says of the drive, if it's even recognized. If it would help if the keyboard and mouse were plugged in. Oh boy. Okay, third time's the charm there. All right. Okay, so let me log in here. And holy desktop icons. Yes. Let's hide those. Okay, so go to About This Mac. Let's look at the PCI bus. And it sees a AHCI controller in slot 2. It says the driver is installed. Well, here, let me bring it a little closer so you guys can see this. So this is what it has to say about our card. So not too much. It says it's an AHCI controller. It says the driver's installed. MSI equals yes. Yeah, speed is 5. What is that? Gig 5 GTS. Let's just say that. So yeah, all right. It sees that. That's good. So let's see. I have some SSDs here. These are very small. They're old. This is a 20 gigabyte SSD. It's a 30 gigabyte SSD. They're not mine. They're my friend's. I just formatted them and put an OS on them for him. This is a SATA 3 gigabits per second drive. Just an Intel brand, cheapo one. Well, probably not cheap back in the day, but cheap now. I'm going to shut this down. I'm just going to slide this into the card. I'm not going to power it or anything. I just want to see what happens. We may have to power the card. I'm not sure, but I don't think it would hurt it if, it just probably won't give power to the machine or anything. Or power to the disk. So I'm going to shut this down. And this is bootable too. So I'm going to start up, through the normal disk, see if it could actually read this. If it could read it, then I'm going to restart and see if it could boot off of it. So our card is right here. I should just be able to slide this little SSD right on there, and I did. So let's turn it on. A Roomba dock. No, I do not have a Roomba dock. Sorry. I'm hoping it still chimes. After all what we're doing with it right now. Okay, good. That's a good sign. I wonder if that power cable is even required, maybe for if you're using 2 disks or whatever. I only plan to use one right now. I apologize for the lighting. This room is terrible. There's no overhead light. So I have these lamps on sticks everywhere, and it's terrible. All right, so our system is booted. We'll ignore my mess of a desktop for now. We'll look at the hard drives here. And let's open up disk utility. All right, so I do not see that disk there at all. So if I look at the SATA configuration here on this machine, I see a bunch of things for a generic controller. but I think that's just what's built into the system. Yeah, these are just what's built in, these Intel ones. This generic controller one is showing up multiple times. I don't know. But the system is not seeing that disk, so it must have to be powered. That PCI bus probably doesn't have the electricity to power the thing. Is it normal if your conventional iMac shows Mac OS 10 cannot be installed on this computer? Depends on if you're trying to install a version of the OS that is not supported. Let's try and adjust the lighting here. No, that's not going to work. Yeah, I don't think PCIe has enough to power it. I just didn't want to try anything silly at first. But all right, let's shut this down again. And we're going to have to use my little contraption here because I don't believe I have a Molex connector that is suited for this here. So from the machine, rather. I don't think there's a Molex port that I could draw it from. I know there's a SATA connection, but I don't think I have the proper cable. But this should reach. This is from that hard drive adapter I showed before. So we just got some external power here. Really hoping this doesn't fry anything, because it is a fair amount of electricity. This adapter does not want to fit in. Let's try this other one. Right, let's take it out of there. All these pins are usually like on these cheapo adapters are always like slightly misaligned, so they won't go in. Yes, Greg, this is the machine that was not rebooting properly. So yeah, the other hope is that maybe this will resolve that, but oh, come on. I could deal with that. I could deal with it not rebooting properly if that's the only issue. Okay, this is not fitting into this adapter here. And it has actually pushed the little cable out of the plastic socket. So we're off to a good start. These jagged edges, because this is just the cheapest of the cheapest Molex connector here. So we just have nice, sharp, jagged edges here. Yeah, I can't even get this to plug in here because I'm putting so much pressure on the pins that these pins inside of here are pushing back. Because they're terrible. They're not meant to. They're not, lining up correctly. So we're just gonna have to just keep trying. Oh boy. This is the fun of dealing with electronics, especially those of dubious quality. When I push them too far, now they're hanging out. But let's try this again. I have two of these. One's like a looser fit than the other. So all right, this one seemed to work okay. Let's have a tool here or something. There we go. Just to make sure that these pins are actually in. Yeah. All right. So that looks much better now. Okay. Yeah, there's a reason this was cheap. Let me say that. So, all right. So plug that in. Okay. So we have our power. Let me clean up here for a second, so I can show what we're doing here. So, all right. So we have this power cord. I'm going to plug right into here, and that's going to power that board. I'm going to turn it off for now. This does work, because this hard drive does power up. So I guess I'll turn this on as soon as I turn the machine on. All right, no sparks, so that's good. Obviously, this is not a permanent solution. I'm just testing this here. I have no intention of keeping this like this. I'll draw power from one of the proper sockets or something like that. Yeah, no electro boom, please. Please, no. I like my computer. I don't want it to die. Otherwise, all the videos I'm editing are on this thing. I don't want it to go up in smoke. All right, so we got the progress bar. Okay, so let's log in again. I'm going to open up disk utility. See if... Oh, hey, okay, so I see the files. I see the files from that hard drive, so that's good. Let me go to disk utility here. And also go to about this Mac. Let's go to the SATA controllers here. Yep, it sees that disk, Intel. Removable media, no. Detachable media, no. Trim support, no. Oh, it's an old drive. But who cares? Yeah, so disk utility is is being disk utility. It's having a weird spin right now. Oh, there it goes. All right, so I see it actually reads as an external drive, which is interesting. So let me bring this a little closer here. There we go. So it actually reads that as an external drive, which is interesting. So that's the disk that we have in there. So I'm going to try and boot from it. I don't know if it's going to work. I have doubts. So, I mean, there's a reason why this thing is probably cheap. So I'm actually going to do two things. I'm going to actually restart it. And I'm going to hold down the Option key, the Alt key. And see if it sees the disk on boot. It may not. So I have no idea. Macs are fancy these days with their EFIs and their whatevers. SCSI was simpler. No, it's equally as complex. So don't have to send any SCSI IDs or anything like that. Those of you just joining us, we put this PCIe card from, I'm guessing from China. Yeah, there's Chinese writing on it. From eBay into this Mac Pro with the hopes that it's a card that supports bootable SSDs to see if we could get a speed boost on this without spending over $100 on one of these cards. It's taking its time to shut down, which is what this machine likes to do sometimes, so can't fault it for doing that. The card is right above the fan for the graphics card. And I think the slot 1 and 2 are the same speeds. I may swap them. I may put the graphics card one up and then this card below because it's probably just blowing hot air right on that. All right, and still doing the spinning wheel, but maybe I held down Option too soon and it's bugging out. Very well could be. Very well could be. So how are you guys doing tonight? Yeah, it says on this, it says X4, X4, like 4X on the top two. I can't read what it is on the bottom. I'm assuming it's 16, right? Because that, from building a PC, I knew the graphics card was a PCIe 16 slot. But they're all 16 wide. Okay, that's interesting because the top says RAID, and then the bottom, the fourth one says RAID, and then the third one says X4. But maybe it's just a marking on there. I don't know. Cooking dinner and watching me. Well, it's still spinning. I kind of don't want to force the system to shut down here, but that would be a problem if this card all of a sudden makes it not shut downable. Yeah, I mean, I'm just reading what's on the board here, Mike. So if it says 4X, I'm assuming that's correct. But. All right, I'm going to force shut down. I'm impatient. Holding down Option. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it usually takes about that long to start up. Yeah, I was about to say, if Apple gave you 4 16x slots, that would have been too nice of them. Oh, we have the bootable disk from this card. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to try. You get an Apple logo. It's loading. Oh, man, if this works, that'll be amazing. Keep my fingers crossed here. Yeah, I don't know if this card needs the 16. I think it's a 2x card, so it'll be fine in the slot above. I just put it where I put it. Oh, it's stalling. Come on. There might not even be a proper OS for this on this machine. I think this SSD came out of an iMac from 2008 or 2009. But I'm surprised it actually saw it on the screen there. I'm sorry, I'm all out of focus. I'm an excited person. There we go. So it looks like booting. I'm very surprised it even saw it on the boot screen there. It's chugging along. Actually, this is identical to what my SSD was doing when it froze and gave like the prohibitory sign. But let's hope it's not doing that. So it's sitting right at the edge there. Come on. It's moving, but it's moving so slowly. The suspense is killing me. At least it wants to boot up. Yeah, it's this is an El Capitan install on these discs here, so it's probably bugging out because it's probably not expecting to boot off of my machine here. Ah, there. That's where we are right now. We're still waiting. I don't know if it's actually going to do anything, to be honest. Oh, all right. It's about there. The bar is filled. We're still waiting here. I'm a patient person. I'll wait. Well, I'll be patient now because something's working. Supposedly, maybe, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm getting tired of holding this thing. I'll put this back on here. Oh boy. I mean, I'll next thing I'll try is I'll take out the SSD that I know boots fine, and I'll plug it right in there. But maybe just this version of the OS is not happy with my Mac Pro, which could be. That could be it. China Steve. Yeah, that's where I got this from. It's from eBay. So it's like $30. I'll post the link. I'll make a blog post about this depending on how successful this little experiment is. Because, hey, if these work pretty well and if the speed's pretty comparable, then I'd say use it. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I kill this and just put my SSD in and see if it goes? Because this bar has just been sitting here full. I don't know if it's actually gonna. Again, I don't know if this El Capitan install is has the right drivers or anything for the system. I'm sorry about the lighting. This is like absolutely. This is why I don't film in this room or anything. It's extremely dark in here. Not as dark as what you're seeing on the screen because there's lights behind. But yeah. All right. So let's shut this down. Since we know it's not going to blow anything up, hopefully, take out my newly acquired Samsung SSD from the top slot there. And I'm going to put that right on this little card we got. Okay, so that's in there. Now, hopefully this will boot up. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm putting the SSD with High Sierra that I've been using this whole time. I took it out of the third slot on the Mac Pro, and I put it on that card. Hold down option just to make sure we could select it. Yeah, I could do verbose mode. I'll try that again later on. I have a limited window of how long I could stream for here, so trying to be efficient. I'm just surprised it sees it as the boot screen. I mean, that's promising. I'll try and temper my expectations, but yeah, I have 28 gigabytes of memory, so all right, it sees it. Let's try and boot. The bar is going quick. Halfway there. It's slowing down. Yeah, it may not like it. It may not be happy. Yeah, it's doing the same thing the other thing did. Jeez. Damn. It's set to not be the RAID array or anything like that. So it's set just like the default settings. This is in one slot. I mean, in one of the two SSD ports on the SATA ports on the card. I could try the other one, but I doubt it's going to make any difference. That is disappointing. Maybe because it's. Would the file system have anything to do with it? No, I guess not. That was the APFS. Yeah, I'll start up in verbose mode in a second. I'm just seeing if it's doing anything, but I doubt I could flash the card or anything like that. Because yeah, reset the PRAM and the SMC. I don't know. I don't know if that would do anything, but yeah, I'm going to see what verbose mode says, and then we'll go from there. All right, holding down Command S for a single user mode or verbose mode, or is it Command S, right? I think it's Command S. If not, correct me. Oh, Command V. Oops. All right, Command V. It didn't chime yet, so. Maybe I was too slow on changing it. I know S is single user mode, but There we go. Error, uncompressed pre-linked kernel, load pre-linked kernel, error loading kernel cache. Okay. Oh, could it be the EFI that's set up on that? Oh, wait. What happened? The progress bar was loading. Now we... Okay. See, I'm guessing. It's just a guess. There's I guess, some EFI partition on that drive. Did I erase that and did I do a fresh install on it? Oh, I can't remember now, to be honest. No, I cloned it. So maybe there's something messed up with the EFI where it doesn't like this card, but I'm guessing the card is the culprit here. I don't think it's anything else. I have some other SSDs that do have systems on them, but let me try single user mode. Let me just see if that does anything different. We got so close. So close. All right, let's do a PRAM reset. If Ken were here, then that would explain a lot. Yeah, I could try safe boot also. I'm just surprised that verbose mode sort of gave up halfway, but maybe it was the graphics card or something. I mean, maybe I just have to use one of those EFI booters or something to... All right, there we go. I'm just going to hold down Shift. I'm not doing anything else. Just going to see if it boots up in safe mode here. Nope, we have a prohibitory symbol. Okay. Let's turn this off. And I'm going to hold down Command S. We're going to keep trying. For a little bit, at least. I can't stay too much longer, unfortunately, but stay for another 10, 15 minutes, try and get this to work. Keep throwing out the suggestions. I'll try it. Let me take a picture of this. Yeah, so EFI boot path, open volume, end volume, protocol installed successfully. Then it says error loading kernel cache. Then it does this. Let me turn this off again. I'm going to try another SSD just for the heck of it. This I pulled out of my iMac before I upgraded it. I think it had maybe Sierra on it. Not sure, but it doesn't hurt to try. Doesn't hurt. Tempted to take out some of the memory just to make it boot up faster. Yeah, I will. I did hold Shift, Mike, but I'll try that again. But it went right to the prohibitory symbol, so. Yeah, I could probably just boot normally, then install a brand new OS to that, I can overwrite one of these disks just as a test. I cannot probably do that on camera, depending on timing here, unfortunately. But I'll play around with that tonight, and if I get any success, I'll let you guys know. Interesting, it's not showing up anything now. Maybe that disk just isn't like the adapter or whatever. All right, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to try putting this in the other slot. Not that it will make any of a difference, but. And yeah, let's try that. I did the PRAM reset. I did that already. It booted twice. I had to try them twice. Be interesting to see like what chipset this card uses. All right, so we see the SSD. Not pressing anything. I just want to see if, for whatever reason, if being in the other slot changes anything. I doubt it though. Yeah, we're slowing down. Oh, what the? Hey, wait. Yes! It works! Holy crap! That's amazing! Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! It's kind of slow right now. I think it froze up, actually. Oh, come on! Oh. Well, I hear the hard drive spinning, the spinning disk, but I can't click on anything. I think yeah, the clock froze about 22 seconds ago. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so it's back. Jeez, it works. What is that software? Black Magic or what's that SSD speed software? I want to see something. Let's see. I should have tested it on the other when I had it plugged in the other way, but I can't believe it actually booted. Let's see. Was it Black Magic? Yeah, things are. I don't know if it's just my internet or the. Yeah, it's hanging, which is obviously not ideal. Got the beach ball here. Oh. Yeah, I don't think that's sustainable. What you missed? Well, it booted. Stupid lights. It booted off the SSD, but it's beach balling. So something funky is going on, unfortunately. Well, at least it did start up. Whether it's actually usable or not is debatable at this point because, yeah, it's like, let's open up Activity Monitor while it's responsive. Nope. Froze up again. Yeah, there's something screwy going on, unfortunately. Yeah, the mechanical hard drive would not be causing this problem. But it's very strange. Very strange. There might be like a jumper setting or something. There's zero documentation with this card here. So it could very well be that there's something that I have to do, whether a different driver or a K-text or something. Yeah, I can't even open up anything, unfortunately. So, oh, there's a booklet in here. I doubt it's too useful, but user's manual. It's in Chinese. I do not speak Chinese or read Chinese. And it's just like your standard Windows installation stuff. Yeah, it's almost acting like a bad hard drive does. Like every X amount of minutes you'll actually briefly read, but that's disappointing. Well, I'm not going to call it quits just yet. Like I said, unfortunately, I do have, come on, lighting. This is why I never record up here. Anyway, unfortunately, like I said, I probably have some a hard cutoff in a few minutes here. But all right, activity monitor is here. Yeah, everything's just like frozen. Yeah, this is not usable, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to force shut it down. I'm curious if I put it in the other slot. Again, I doubt it actually makes a difference. Maybe we just got lucky from resetting the PRAM or whatever, but yeah, because unfortunately I don't have much use for storing files on an SSD when the boot drive is not an SSD. I mean, yeah, there are speed improvements. Come on, focus. There are some speed improvements from that, but that's not what I'm looking to get here. Yeah, it's just coming up with the symbol there. Very strange. And let's plug it back into the slot where it was happily booting up before, onto the Mac Pro itself. And see that. All right, see you later, guys. That was to raw elements, not to everybody. I'm not going just yet. Thanks. I'll need the good luck, I think. I mean, this has sure been a roller coaster. It doesn't work, it works. It doesn't work, it works. All right, so this is just booting the disk mounted inside the Mac Pro's third tray. So I should not have any problems with this, hopefully. All right. Yep, right back where we should be. All right, well, it looks like I do have some research to do then. Play with our feelings. Yes, that's correct. I'll have some research to do now, I guess. Now that I have a name of this card, even though it says generic, there's a number here. Maybe I can look up some information on that. maybe there's some third-party drivers or something that, again, focus, lighting, that could help me out here. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to get anywhere by trying to get it to boot. I will try one more thing. I'll do this off camera because it's going to take some time. I'm going to plug in one of these SSDs and erase it, put it in that card, and install a fresh operating system onto it. Maybe there's something with the EFI blocks or something like that that is causing that issue of why it won't boot. But that's my only guess. That's my only guess of what to do here. But yeah, so I'd like to not fiddle around with this because I have a video to edit on here. I'd really much rather be doing that than playing around with this stuff. Again, I'm just super surprised that this 2012 Tower has a slower SATA bus than that 2011 iMac. That's Apple for you. So you never know what you're going to get, I guess. But yeah, I wouldn't say this is a complete bust. I'll say to be continued. It does work. It does read the disks that are in there. I'm gonna do one thing while I'm rambling on here. I'm gonna turn it off, and I want to just do a speed test on one of these disks. I think one's a slower one. Yeah, this is the faster one. And just put this disk in here. So we're still booting from the Mac Pro, not the card slot. But I am curious that, that, what is it, that Black Magic or the whatever, one of those SSD speed things. I'm just curious the speed it actually reads from the card. Being this is a cheapo card, I don't know if it's actually as good as it says it is. So also, this laptop that I'm streaming from is not plugged into the wall, so we're at 22% here. So if I suddenly go poof, that's why. All right, so we're booting up from the Mac Pro's internal drive. Keep my fingers crossed to see if we get some speed rating on this. It's hanging, which is weird. It might be that card. Maybe it just does not like it being in that slot or something. Well, that's frustrating. It's weird because when I had that exact disk in there before, in that exact slot and everything, it didn't hang. So I'm very curious why it's hanging now. I mean, I'm going to wait a minute or two, but I don't think this is going to go well. Where'd that excuse for a manual go? Did I put it up here? Did it go on the floor? Here's a little booklet. I misplaced it already. How about that? Oh well. I couldn't read it anyway, but I was curious if there was... Did I put it back in here? Yeah, I did. There's maybe something I could translate or something. Oh, boy. I'm curious what that button is for. Doesn't even talk about the button, so that doesn't help. Oh, well. All right, well, this machine is just not cooperating. I will do some tests offline, but I think I have to call it quits here. It's only so much punishment a guy can take. Yeah. So I guess that's it. I'm currently running that contest. If you haven't seen it, once I hit 1,111 subscribers, we're going to give away Icons, a book by Susan Kerr, which is a nice little art book. And so if you haven't seen that video, most of you have. It's very popular, I guess. video as far as my videos go. Leave a comment on there to enter, and subscribe. That won't hurt your chances. And yeah, so that'll be fun. But again, I'm working on that iMac video. If I can get this machine to cooperate, I'll continue doing that. And as always, you can support me on Patreon if you are so kind to do so. That's patreon.com/Mac84. Or if you want to follow me on social media, that's free. Instagram or Twitter, my handle is Mac84TV. And I'm always hanging out in the Mac Yak podcast every Thursday evening. And there's a Discord channel. I hang out in there periodically. I'm not, huge on Discord. I usually get lost. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. I appreciate you guys sticking around and watching, and I hope to see you here sometime soon. Hopefully we get some success with this machine and we'll stream again, but I guess I'll end it here. So see you later, guys. Hope you have a good evening. Thanks for joining me.